Now let us talk about characteristic of development. There are six important characteristics of development. First is that the process of development continues from the moment of conception until the individual reaches maturity. Second, the development occurs in an orderly manner and follows a certain sequence. The following sequence is followed in the process of development, like it starts from infancy to early childhood, then to late childhood, then to adolescence, and at last maturity. The third example is development is both qualitative and quantitative. Human growth and development is very complex phenomenon. It is affected by a number of factors, for example, physical intelligence. It is also possible to predict the rate of development by seeing a slow learner and a superior child, but it cannot be predicted accurately. Individuals differ from each other in their pattern and rate of development. The individual differences are caused by differences in heredity, endowment, and environment influences. Now let us talk about types of development. There are various types of development, first of which is physical development. Physical development includes the gross motor skills such as walking, jumping, catching, etc. This development is largely dependent upon the child's health and nutritional status. This development is also known as maturation. Second is cognitive development. It focuses on how children learn and process information. As the children grow in age, they can understand their environment by using their senses, registering information in their minds. Thus, the development indicates the development of intelligence. Third is the social and emotional development. These are the indicators of sound social development among children. The seeds of this social behavior are sown in infancy itself. Young children also enjoy company of their friends. They develop social skills like sharing, cooperation, patience in their interaction with peers and others. So emotions are the stimulated or moved state of mind and are excitement or disturbance in feeling of an individual. So, emotional development is the ability to control and manage one's emotion. It is important that children in their early childhood are surrounded by people who are emotionally mature and stable and are able to manage their emotions. Next type of development is language development. Language development is a type of development which deals with interaction with one another through various methods of communication such as writing, speaking, sign language, etc. But above all, language is an important medium of communication. Language is a form of communication that uses words and symbols to express thoughts, desires, and feelings. Next type of development is moral development. Moral development deals with the development of ethics or ethical norms to value the conscience and the ability to judge and act morally. Children cannot make moral judgments until they achieve a certain level of cognitive maturity. Now let us talk about growth. Growth refers to increase in weight, height, and changes in body proportions. Growth takes place in the physical aspect only. Growth also refers to quantitative changes. For example, it is possible to measure how tall a child has grown over a specific period of time. There are various differences between growth and development. The term growth is used in purely physical sense, whereas the development implies overall changes in shape, form, or structure, resulting in improved working or functioning. The changes produced by growth are the subject of measurement, whereas the development implies environment in functioning and behavior and hence brings qualitative changes, which are difficult to measure directly. Growth is one of the parts of development process where development is a wider and comprehensive term. Growth may or may not bring development, but development is also possible with growth. Growth does not continue throughout the life, it stops when maturity has attained, whereas development is a continuous process. It does not end with the attainment of maturity. Factors responsible for growth and development. There are some important factors that directly or indirectly influence the development and growth. First of all, it is heredity. It is a biological process through which the transmission of physical and social characteristics take place from parents to offsprings. Second is environment. It plays an important role in growth and development of an individual. The environment can be controlled to make heredity more favorable for an individual growth. Third is nutrition. It is an essential part for the healthy development of an individual in terms of physical and mental attributes. The malnutrition has adverse effect on the structural and functional development of an individual or child. Fourth is the gender. It acts an important factor of growth and development. There is a difference in growth and development of boys and girls. Fifth is early stimulation. Environment encourages the development of child's heredity potential. For example, talking to a baby or showing a preschool pictures in storybooks encourage his or her interest in learning words and a desire and to learn and to read. Sixth is child rearing practice. Children brought up by permissive parents tend to lack a sense of responsibility, to have poor emotional control, and to become underachievers in whatever they undertake. Now let us talk about the stages of human development. The process of development continues even after the individual has attained physical maturity. The stages of development have been classified into various stages, first of which is infancy stage. Infancy stage. This is the first stage of growth after prenatal and it comprises newborn to 2-year-old child. The growth is mostly seen as increase in size, shape and weight. The cells become larger in size and the cervical and lumbar curvatures of the spine show up as the baby starts to straighten the head and tries to sit and stand. Second stage is childhood stage. Childhood stage is divided into two parts. First is early childhood, which consists of 2 to 6 year child, and second is late childhood stage, which consists of 6 to 12-year child. The early childhood is a time of tremendous growth across all areas of development. In this stage, child likes to work independently and can take care of his or her own body and interact effectively with others. It is a sensitive period of language development. Second is late childhood stage. In this, a child refines his skill acquired during the early childhood period and learn new skills as well. At this stage, child gains height and also physical entities such as mass, number, and area, etc. After that, the 12 to 18 year is the adolescence stage. In this stage, it is considered as the period of development and adjustment during the transitional period between childhood and adulthood. Adolescence is defined as a culturally constructed period that generally begins as individuals reach maturity and ends when the individual has established an identity as an adult with his or her social context. After that, 18 to 65 years above is the adulthood, which consists of early adulthood, young adulthood, mature adulthood, and aging adulthood. Thus, there are various stages of development which start from infancy to adulthood. Now, let us talk about learning. Learning is a key process in human behavior. It is defined as any relative permanent change in behavior that occurs as a result of practice and experience. According to E.L. Thorndike, learning is a gradual process where the individual will make many attempts to learn. So students, in today's video, we have discussed about concept of development and its relationship with learning.